So, off we go. Can we get a little bit of health? No, but we can get some coins. And here we have a ceiling surprise. Literally just pops out and starts shrieking at you. Jump scare ghosts. Anyway, put the key in here, and we find ourselves in this room. Purple puncher. There's not too many ghosts to be found in this room, so I'd like to search around real quick and make sure there's no speedy surprises here. No, but we do have this. You found Mario's hat, and it's been laundered recently. What's Mario's hat doing in this washing machine? Get off! Can't you see him in the middle of looking? Doesn't look like there's much to be seen here, though. So let's just go ahead and get this guy in the vacuum. There we go. Oh, I guess there's still another... Okay, another purple puncher. Oh, and there was another grabbing ghost in here. How rude. Oh, grabbing ghost is gonna ruin this again. Okay, get off. Alright, it's just him at this point, so... Just pull him in, and that should bring the lights back on. Anything else that we may have missed in here? Okay. So we'll go ahead and open this. And a bunch of money is going to appear. That's what I mean. It's not always going to be a key that you find in the chest. And the radar indicates a Boo is here. Yo, get down! I'm Boogie! And he's about to escape into the hallway, but we stopped him just before it. So that's good, at least. Oh, I didn't mean to save, but oh well. I feel like I'm doing pretty well here, so I'll take it. Anyway, moving on to the next room. Which is actually down, not over. Here we have... something I just ran into. I think a bat. Or a mouse. We've got some fire element in here, but yeah, this is the butler's room. And inside this bucket we have... a sapphire! That's a pretty nifty find right there. You'll notice that there's a lot of mice hanging around in this room, and here is the place where they are coming from. If you use the search function on this mouse hole here, this little whirlwind will appear, and you walk into it, and you find yourself in this secret room. Spooky. There's a lot of bats up here, so let's go ahead and vacuum them up real quick. And in general, there's a lot of cash to be found in here. Oh, yeah. Anyway, open up these chests and you'll find a new ghost type, a flash. They are susceptible to fire. So first you need to hit them with the fire, and then you can actually start vacuuming them up proper. Alternately, you can just keep using fire on them and they'll gradually lose health over time. Oh, yeah. Whichever you feel like doing. Empty chest. More cash money. Inside the big chest is another one of those. So anyway, going on with what I was talking about, you can just keep using fire on them, and eventually they'll continue to lose health, 5 at a time. And then when they drop to 0, they just disappear. Either way is viable. It's not like they... But you have to hit them with fire at least once, regardless of how you choose to get rid of them. But it's not like they're going to drop anything anyway, so it doesn't hurt to take them out either way. Just make sure you have enough fire element to take all of them out. Because there's no way to get fire element while you're in the room. Anyway, we now have a whole bunch of treasure to collect from here. That's why this hidden room is so worthy of coming here. We have another ruby. our first emerald. And another sapphire. Probably should have gone for all that cash first because it disappears faster. Alas. Okay, there was a poison mushroom in there, and I did not mean to walk into it. Well, once that wears off, we'll find out where the boo is.
Mario.
I guess here? Oh, it's a bomb. Okay. That was kind of close. Okay, there it is, finally. It is my own self, Gumboo. I've never really seen this boo go to another room, so I think you can pretty well catch him in this room without any issue.
Mario.
Anyway, to leave this room, just use the search function on the mouse hole again to make the whirlwind appear. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, let's go back over towards those candles. But before we do that, I just remembered we've got a couple more boos that we can catch right now, so we'll go ahead and take care of them first. The ones here in the ballroom. Let's see, where are they hiding? Oh, there's the treasure I was looking for before. Still nothing in that one.
Mario.
Those boos, they are sneaky ones. Here we go. Hello, I am Boolala. The ballroom is a great place to be catching boos because it's a big open space, they've got nowhere to hide, and it takes them a long time to be able to reach a wall to try and escape. Alright, so, going back in here, I guess one of the boos decided to stay close to home. Didn't really want to travel anywhere else into the mansion. And here we have a fake boo ball. Another one of those red herring items. Just call me Game Boo. Oh, come on, we already made that joke. And it appears to have gone out into the hallway. If the map is to be believed. Yeah, it's somewhere up right around here. So let's see if we can get over there before it goes hiding. Otherwise, we might have to wait until another part to go after it. Let's see, it should be in this direction. Yep, there he is. This is kind of a hard place to try and catch it, and I didn't catch which wall it went into, so we might have to deal with that another time. Anyway, we'll go ahead and use the fire on these candles here. Ah! Fire, fire, fire! Run away! Run away! Or just float away very slowly. Hey, you know, you do you. Anyway, just try and stay out of this guy. Just try and stay right behind this guy while he, shouts his way back to his room. Well, first he's gonna go that way. Not now, ceiling surprise. Into this doorway we go. Eventually he'll go back into his room, and then he'll go take a seat. That's the time to go and attack him with your light and start sucking him in. Once again, it's a pretty open room, so keeping the vacuum on him isn't too terribly difficult, I don't think. This one dropped some health for us. There we go. A lot of big pearls here as well. Alright, so, after we've caught him, he gives us another key. And then we can use it to go into that room across from where we began this. But first, let's go ahead and check his details. The wandering butler shivers, 72 years old. He wanders the house, endlessly searching for his master's will. He hopes he's included in it. Okay, you found me! Peekaboo! Wasn't much of a hiding spot, but, sure. Okay, so, let's see what else we can find in here in terms of treasure.
Mario.
Doesn't look like we're gonna find much else. I think we accidentally hit that light up there earlier. Yeah. Okay, we can get some more fire element. We don't really need it, but we'll take it. Anyway, let's head on back over there. And we find ourselves in the conservatory. There's a lot of instruments here. And also a portrait ghost. This ragamuffin looks as if he couldn't play a note. Oh, we'll show you in just a moment. First, I thought we'd have a look for some goodies. Remember, you want to look around while the lights are off, because sometimes you might find some stuff that will only appear in the dark. But for the most part, there doesn't appear to be much we can do, so let's just go ahead and interact with these instruments. Sound a bit familiar? I love that they included a reference to this in the game. And your music playing will make the ghost portrait appear. My name is Melody. People call me the spectral beauty of the Ivory Keys. What a stirring performance. I haven't been so charmed by a piece for ages. You must have a delicate ear for music. Would you like to listen to my piano sonata? Well, here I go. And indeed, that piece should sound pretty familiar. By the way, that song was featured in a famous game. Do you know which game? It could be Mario Brothers, Super Mario World, or Super Mario Brothers 3, but as some of the more technically known would know, this is the athletic theme from Super Mario Brothers 3. Exactly right! You got it! Very impressive. I guess I needn't hold back with you. Would you care to do battle with my lovely music sheets? Music intensifies. Also, I really appreciate how the music she's playing right now is basically the danger theme that you normally hear throughout the mansion whenever you face a boss ghost, except it's a piano version. I thought that was a really cool touch. I kind of sucked her in a little earlier than I wanted to because I wanted her to play it a little longer. But oh well. Once again, she's not too difficult to catch. And she dropped plenty of pearls for us as well, so I appreciate that. Anyway, we'll go ahead and take this chest as well. And it's another key. Goes down to this room over here. We'll take care of that in a moment, but first, we have a boo to find. I don't think it's gonna be in any of these, oh, okay, I guess it will. Game Boo, I'm everywhere! Oh yeah, you're the ghost that got away earlier. Okay, now it's back in the hallway, so I guess we better go after it. It's only got 1 HP! It went back into the conservatory, because of course it did. You get in the vacuum! You pest. But our Game Boy Horror seems to be indicating that there is still a boo to be found in this room, so let's keep looking. Oh, it's hiding in the other bongo. Oh, no it isn't. In here? There we go. Wherefore am I, Boomio? And it's out in the hallway. I find that the hallway is not really a good place to try and catch boos, because you can only really get a couple of HP off of them, and they can escape into other rooms very easily from the hallway. This becomes quite a problem late in the game, when they start having a lot more health. Anyway, now we have a key to this next room, let's go on inside. Ugh, as soon as we get here, we find a mess. That's just typical. Anyway, start by picking up all the banana skins. And you're going to see quite a chubby ghost here. First thing we're going to want to do is light all these candles. And that's going to make some minor ghosts appear. Well, they will appear eventually. First thing we're going to want to do is maybe knock down some of this food here, and then the waiter ghost will appear. You can pretty much suck them in like you could a gold ghost. They're pretty easy to handle. Anyway, with them out of the way, now you can remove his food here without too much issue. But first, let me check these china cabinets. Aha! We have a speedy spirit here, and it drops a bunch of money for us, as well as another emerald. Those are the things you want to be watching for in the dark. And over here, I think, is just health, so we're not going to worry about that. Anyway, once you've dealt with that, go ahead and pull the tarp off of this, pull the sheet off the table, so that we can focus on sucking down his food here. Are we hitting it? There we go. And now it's gone. This is going to make him very angry, and then he's going to start spitting fireballs at you. You're going to have to dodge fireballs for a little bit until he tires himself out. The fireballs he starts spitting at you get a little faster over time, but they're not too hard to avoid, I don't think. But still, you'll want to avoid these, because they do quite a bit of damage if they do connect. Try not to get thrown into the table while you're whittling down his health. And then, of course, watch out for the poison mushroom that eventually appears. Oh, almost got him. But still not damaged, so I think I'll still qualify for the gold frame. But when that happens, you're going to have to go back to dodging fireballs for a little bit, until he tires himself out again, and then you can finish him off. There we go. So for doing all that, we now have more cash, as well as our first diamond. We're finding all of the high-value coin this time. High-value stuff. Okay, so let's find out where that boo is. Okay, so he was in the seat. Name's Budicus. Were you being sat on by that guy? Oh, God. Well, I don't think he's much better off inside the vacuum, but there you go. Okay, so I think this room is more or less clear, so let's go ahead and move on after we top off our fire element. We go inside, we find ourselves in the kitchen. This door is on fire, but we can deal with that in a moment. Right now, I just want to check for any, oh, yep. Another speedy spirit. He's gonna drop a bunch of money for us. Including another sapphire. But inside the oven is nothing. What I meant to say was inside of the fridge is another flash. Hit it with fire, and you can start melting it down. And that was the only ghost really holding up the lights in this room. So when we open up the chest, we have the water element. And now here's Egad to tell us all about it. Hey now, Luigi. Now what have you stumbled across? Oh, this time it's a water element medal. Now you can use the water element. My research shows that these particular elemental ghosts leave their watery dwellings whenever you approach. You know the drill. Vacuum them up. Use the L button to expel them once they're vacuumed. If you press the L button all the way, you can shoot out a big ball of water. I hear there are some ghosts who can be defeated only with water. Actually, also, remember that water has purifying properties, so use it well. Don't get too caught up with your new squirt gun, Luigi. Actually, that gives me an idea for a new invention. But I'll deal with that another time. So anyway, water element, you can get it wherever you can find water being expelled, such as from a faucet. And as you could probably imagine, you can use it to put out fire, just like that. Alright, Boo, I'm sure you're in the oven here. Boy howdy, I'm Booligan. Not sure what that's a reference to. I guess he's hooligan? It kind of rhymes with that. Anyway, once again, not a hard catch. Doing fairly well so far, I'd say. I kind of want to see what Luigi has to say about some of the items in this room. I'm willing to bet there's something cold in there. Good deduction. Aw, it's gone out. Would relighting it do any good? We'll have to try that out with the fire element. Oh, what's this? Just how I like it. Nice and clean. Okay. So let's go in the previous room and get some fire element again. And now we'll use it to heat the cold dinner. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Oh, there we go. Just had to hold it on there for a little bit, and that gets us another ruby. Very nice. Alright, so now we're going to take this water element, and we're actually going to go back upstairs with it. So, I'm going to jump cut over to where I'm trying to get to, and I'll see you in a moment. So here we are back on the balcony outside of the wardrobe, and around here you can find some plants. This introduces a unique interactive element with the elements that you can collect, because if you spray these plants with the water, they'll drop money for you, including another sapphire, some gold, and plenty of money. See, it pays to be nice to your plants. Okay, so now that we're back in the kitchen, let's see what was on the other side of that fire door. We find ourselves outside in the boneyard, with more water element that we can collect from this faucet here, which we will go ahead and use to water this kind of small plant here. And then it's going to start growing a little bit. This will come into play in later parts. Anyway, to start with, we need to get this dog to show up. For now, he's not going to really do much. We basically just need him to do a lot of barking for a little bit and avoid his occasional attacks. There's plenty of room to maneuver, so I don't think it's going to be... I don't find it too difficult. And that makes a Mr. Bones appear, and I didn't mean for him to grab onto my leg like that. Anyway, Mr. Bones is a new type of ghost. Works pretty much like all the other normal ghosts, so flash your light on him and whittle down his health until he disappears. A single bone will fly out of his body and then land here, in which the dog will come and start licking it. That's your chance to start sucking it in, because yeah, it's another portrait ghost. Once again, we're in a pretty open area, so keeping the suction on him shouldn't be too difficult as long as you can avoid the poison mushroom. No such luck that time. Go ahead and get these pearls. I was trying to collect that without running into the mushroom, but didn't really work out. There we go. Nice of the dog to just stay there until I was ready to vacuum him. I don't think I was meant to be able to flash him with the light while I was small, so I think the game got a little confused there. Anyway, once you have the dog sucked in, well, we should probably go ahead and have a look at their description, as well as the last one that we caught. The last... did we look at you? No, okay. The beautiful pianist, Melody Pianissima. 26 years old. Despite playing moving melodies, she has a surly disposition. Oddly enough, she loves video games. That much is apparent. Next... the glutton, Mr. Lugs, 30 years old. He prefers all-you-can-eat buffets to 3 meals a day. He ate himself to death, but still wasn't satisfied. I mean, geez. And then, the hungry guard dog, Spooky, 4 years old. This creepy canine will sink its chomps into any seemingly edible thing in sight. Such as Luigi's leg. Anyway, use your Game Boy Horror, and look at the doghouse to make another suction appear. That's kind of a cryptic thing there, because there's nothing really alluding to the fact that you can do that. Anyway, going through there leads us to the graveyard. Some of these tombstones will have hearts in them if you need them. But make your way in this direction, and eventually 3 Mr. Bones will appear. Try to watch out for them. And then start sucking them in one at a time. Get closer, and then suck them in. Remember, the closer you are when you flash them with the flashlight, the easier they will be to catch, because they will stay in place longer. I guess you could consider the Mr. Bones to be the Hammer Brothers of the Luigi's Mansion games. They'll go a distance and then fling a bone at you. Much like how a Hammer Brother throws hammers at you. Alright, that takes care of them. And by catching those 3 Mr. Bones, something mysterious is happening with that tombstone up ahead. But first, let's see if we can do something about the health. There we go. Alright, so let's go check it out. Behold, Booligan. And he's going to teleport us to an arena because this is going to be another boss fight. And here is a Shadow Booligan. So this boss fight overall, I don't think is too terribly difficult. First thing you need to do is vacuum up one of these Shadow Booligans and then fire the ball into the real Booligan to make him easier, to make him catchable. You just use your vacuum on him, and then you can start whittling down his health. And he just sort of threw me into another shadow hooligan, so that suction didn't last very long at all. Anyway, just fire another one into him. Aim better than I did. Wow, I cannot aim for anything. There we go. Now we can start whittling down his health again. I thought he was about to throw me into another shadow hooligan again. But at least we got a little more health down on him this time. The battle itself isn't too hard, I don't think. The hardest part is trying to get around all these shadow hooligans while you're trying to get his health down. Certainly, it's pretty hard to do without taking damage. Let's go ahead and get you guys out of the way. Okay, well, now that we got them mostly cleared out, we should be able to get more health off of him. Until he decides to do that. I suppose to some extent this is kind of a tricky fight. I mean, I am taking some pretty hefty damage here. But, there we go. With a little perseverance, you can make it through. And this at least gives me a chance to show something else off. When Luigi starts losing a lot more health, he'll start sounding more desperate to find Mario.
Mario?
But yeah, I thought that was another neat little attention to detail there. Anyway, for catching Hooligan, we get ourselves another key. But before we look at that, let's go ahead and check his ghost data. The cemetery shadow Bogmire. A product of the mansion's fear and despair, he's not sure who to fear or what to despair of these days. The conflict of a ghost in a haunted house with no living beings inside. So we have a big green key that's going to lead us to the next area of the game. Luigi, can you hear me? Good to hear you're still okay. I lost your signal when that lightning struck. That was some battle you had there. Why don't you come on back to the lab? What? You think the lightning damaged the Poltergust 3000? Don't worry about it. Even if that lightning had cooked your goose, your Poltergust 3000 wouldn't even have a scratch. Heh. Yeah, comforting to know. Good job, Luigi. You made it back in one piece. Looks like you got a vacuum full of ghosts there. What do you say we put them through the old ghost portrificationizer? And, yeah, it's pretty much the same cutscene as before, so we'll just, speed through this, why not? It's just the same process, but with more ghosts. And so here are our ghosts. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but gold frames are given to the ghosts that you are able to beat without taking damage. So you'll find a few of those amongst these. Amongst almost all of them, it looks like. So, yeah, there you go. Well, we managed to turn those ghosts back into paintings. Thanks for your help, Luigi. And so we've come to the end of Area 2. We caught Mr. Lugs, the Floating Whirlwindas, Melody Pianissima, Shivers, Spooky, Bogmire. You've caught a total of 9 ghosts! Woohoo! And our money so far. We've been doing fairly well in this, I'd like to say. 4 sapphires, 2 emeralds, 3 rubies, and 1 diamond, as well as all of our pearls. So far we're up to 29,660,000 gold. Again, that might sound like a lot, but believe it or not, this is actually going to lead to one of the lower endings if we didn't get any more money throughout the course of the game. So, yeah, the game expects you to get quite a bit of it. Anyway, we'll go ahead and save our progress up to this point. And next time, we will begin the third area of the mansion. See you then!